Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. A bit of any other business first. Jules, can you confirm or deny that you were sleeping, hence you're a little bit late sorting everything out today?
This is not true.
Okay. Okay.
Juls was in bed offside.
Like a clockwork.
And where are you, Jan? There's some lovely curtains.
I am as north, maybe very north in Norway, nearly with Santa Claus here in Lofoten. And people who have been in Norway, in tourist Norway, Lofoten, this is the place to go.
So why are you in Lofoten?
Why?
I'm having a seminar and a football school tomorrow.
Double bubble. Thank you very much. You were championing letter writing during today's show, Stevie, which got me wondering when's the last time you wrote a letter?
I can't even remember. I don't even think I've ever written.
Have you ever written a letter?
Oh, I think
You wrote a book.
I think I did. I've moved on. I've moved on from that.
Quite the contribution.
Yeah.
Did Eleanor did you used to dictate letters to Eleanor?
Yes, so what?
Dear Sir or Madam, I was disappointed with the quality of the shepherd's pie you served up.
It had corn.
Stevie, as a Liverpool fan, are you happy or sad with Ten Hag being sacked?
I'd probably say I'm sadder rather than happy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes?
You love Ten Hag.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen.
He's a good boy. He's a good man.
If he stayed, then you knew things weren't really going to get any better.
Right.
So from that point of view, yeah, I'm a little
Oh, that's a bit cynical. Jan, how surprising is it that United were able to get it together and hire a new manager within 48 hours of sacking Ten Hag?
Well, let's put it this way. When they, after winning the FA Cup final against Manchester City, still had time to interview other candidates when Ten Hag was the manager. Just imagine what was going on the last couple of weeks at Manchester United now. I said it in the show and I'll say it again. I think with the candidates available, with the profile of Amorim, that is a good signing. They've done their homework. I think for a project like Ineos now are in, well, there are times that we can say maybe the start hasn't been fantastic, but they need a young, fresh manager to start all over again. The problem for Manchester United to start all over again, is this the fourth or the fifth time they have to do that?
We've had a lot of questions of this sort of tone, Shaka, about Vinicius Jr. and comparing him to Rodri. Shaka, I keep hearing that Rodri winning the Ballon d'Or was a victory for football. So from now on, should we just not count the goals and assists and not giving Ballon d'Or to goal scorers like Vinicius and Haaland and prioritise midfielders?
How about we prioritise this game being a team sport? Let's just start there. Listen, I don't get the whole individual awards thing and certainly the kind of the onus that has been put on it. But, and Jan also made this point during the show, it can't just be down to, and while I thought if I were voting, I'd vote for Vinicius, we can't just limit the conversation to around goals and assists.
I don't know why everyone's so upset.
I don't know either.
You won the Champions League, you won La Liga this season.
Right.
That's pretty brilliant.
I'd take that. So if you were given a choice between winning the Champions League and the league, or winning Ballon d'Or, which would you prefer?
Rodri would give the Ballon d'Or up.
Absolutely, he would. I mean, but anyway, I'm getting more and more like Frank. How Frank is just dismissive of every. I'm there.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Jules, you mentioned before that players really care about the Ballon d'Or. If you were in Vinicius' shoes, would finishing second after the season you had motivate you to go even harder?
Yeah, I mean, I think Vinicius knows how this works. The journalists vote. We've said it, we've explained it many, many times. It's just that you've got votes for first, second, third, for etc., etc. You've got points depending on where the journalist votes for you. And at the end, they count the points. And we said this time was really tight between him and Rodri. He could have won it. Rodri won it. He can go again next season. And I imagine in terms of motivation, for Vini, it's like, because it's one of his dreams, like it was Benzema's dream, like it was Lewandowski. Again, we say all those big players dream of winning the Ballon d'Or. So he will go again. He will win it, of course, before the end of his career. He's too good at the best club in the world. He will win it eventually. It was just not. This time, I can understand his frustration completely. He also knows exactly how the vote comes. It's not political, there's no cheating, there's nothing. People vote and then you count the votes, and unfortunately for him, he was slightly just behind Rodri.
But let's be honest, if you're a football man, it doesn't matter who of these 2-3 best win, because that is voting, and there is some journalist in El Salvador or in Norway or in Nicaragua, in Asia, whatever. I mean, let's put this down. Rodri, I think the best comment of them all was when Rodri said in an interview, one of the first phone calls he got was from Carvajal and congratulated him to win Ballon d'Or. That's what I expect from a big club. That's what I expect from Real Madrid. That is the class you expect.
We've seen a number. Oh, do you want to?
No, I've moved on.
No, we haven't moved on, apparently. A number of Real Madrid players have come out and supported Vinicius Jr, saying he was robbed, etc. However, Mbappe has not posted anything to support Vini. Do you think he's the happiest person in Madrid right now?
I think we should ask Juls.
Yeah. Juls, do you think Kylian Mbappe
Already
is
started
delighted
next
that
year's
Vinicius
campaign.
Jr hasn't won?
He's under the
I don't know.
floodlights.
He
doing
won the,
drills right now.
He won the game. Him and Kane won for most goals scored in the calendar year of the season, didn't they? So he won something, Kylian, and I guess Vini didn't win anything.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Although
he won
the most offsides in one game. He won that award as well.
No,
What I have heard,
he's not
Mbappe
the only
sent
one
a
on 8,
letter.
Stevie.
He has sent a letter and it hasn't come to Paris yet.
He's written a letter. Dear Vinny. Jules, best match of the weekend. Arsenal, Liverpool, Barca, Real Madrid or Inter, Juventus?
Ooh.
Wow, I mean, there were 3 outstanding games. We said that. 3 very different games too, in the way they were played, the tactics, etc., etc. I think the 4-4 between Inter and Juve was great because of the twist at the end. They were 4-2 down. Juve came back in the last few minutes. Great. The Arsenal-Liverpool game, there was not much really between the two teams, and maybe Arsenal could have won 2-1, but in the end, I think the draw is fair too and showed character from Liverpool. For me, it has to be the Clasico, because even when we prepared for the show and we did all our build-up and everything, I don't think any of us, we thought that Barca could score, of course, because that front three is amazing, but we also thought that Real Madrid could exploit the high line and go and score a lot more goals. So to see finishing 4-0 at the Bernabeu as well, for me was by far, not by far, but was the best game of the 3 year.
Do you agree, Jan? You're going to throw in a Bundesliga game to just rock things?
Yeah, Augsburg against Dortmund, 2-1 I can throw in. I think that what I watch them closest is, of course, I worked on the Arsenal-Liverpool game, and there's something about the intensity, there's something about the changing of things, there's something about Arsenal with their injuries, Van Dijk coming out with, they had 2 injuries there. I love the drama there, but the El Clasico, I have to go with the El Clasico. Fantastic.
Yes, I wonder why that
game.
took so long to get there, Jan. Just because you were there.
Because
not just
Jules
because it was, not just because it was on ESPN too. We saying that. We really believe that.
All right, Shag, that's a bit weird. A bit corporate.
Just
When have we ever towed the party line?
just saying, just you know, just in
Craig
case.
Burley.
Right.
Get Craig Burley on.
Didn't expect that.
No. Shag, all right. Is his contract up or something? Rank these in order of importance when it comes to scouting a player, Stevie.
Ooh.
Tactical, technical, physical, psychological.
I mean, you got to go with technical, because if you can't trap a bag of cement, then he's no use.
Okay.
Really.
Right.
Right? So, yeah, you got to go with tech. I tell you what, if you get somebody who's technically really good and psychologically really strong, the rest you can work. Those 2 will take care of themselves. The rest you can work on.
When you were scouting players, how did you scout psychologically?
Well, just different situations, you know. Do they pull out of tackles? Are they picking and choosing who to run at and who not to run? I mean, there's all kinds of different.
Well, you'd have conversations with them, of course. Conversations with managers about them. No.
If you could.
Why couldn't you have a little chat?
Well, because you don't.
You sent a letter.
It depends where you are. If you're in the, if it's in the US or it's in England or somewhere, then you can do that. But then when you start going to, I was going to Nigeria. And
Well, you were in Argentina, weren't you?
In Argentina.
Hola, buenas. Soy
You
Stevie.
multilinguist, you.
Mariner would step in.
Most questions would be, where do we get a good steak and a pint?
Right, okay.
To be honest.
Well, that's standard. Jan?
Interesting when you define tactically. I think sometimes we think of that. Can you adjust to a team? Can you adjust to the philosophy of the manager? But sometimes we do underestimate the tactical view of a player. And I understand where Steve is coming from technically, but tactically to understand the game, how to use that technique, how to use that kind of abilities you have should not be underestimated. So I would say between tactically and technically.
What about if you're scouting a goalkeeper?
I'll get somebody else to do that. That's why you have a goalie coach, right?
Jules, final question. Start, bench and drop these defensive midfielders. Rodri, Vieira, Keane.
Oh, I go throw one Frenchman in there.
Jan's just going to make noises. Now Jules is making...
I mean, if Patrick Vieira you know.
Oh, God. There's enough oxygen up in that Norwegian village.
Patrick Vieira has to start, obviously. Then when he gets tired, I bring on Rodri on. I can play them together, but like I've got Rodri there if needs be. And Roy Keane can go back to Ireland.
Roy Keane, of course, famously punched Jan Åge Fjørtoft and got sent off for it.
Well, it was hardly a punch.
Yeah.
Well,
It was hardly a punch.
all right.
It was hardly a punch.
How would you describe then? I apologise. How would you say?
It was a kind of half-hearted punch.
Half-hearted punch.
Because I'm so quick. I get away.
Don't do yourself any damage, Jan. Be careful. A half-hearted punch. Did it feel like a half-hearted? You didn't even move, did you, Jan?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe Jan's gone.
It's always,
Yeah.
it always comes up on the different timelines. What I'm very happy about, that is I didn't go down, that I didn't roll over big time. I was standing like the champion and boxer champion I am.
Should we get to the question, Jan? To answer that.
I tried to get away from that. So obviously, because I was knocked down by Roy Keane, so he will stay out. And then I will go, I think, Patrick Vieira as the starter and Rodri on the bench.
Vieira, Rodri, Keane. Shaka, you can join in this?
Yeah, I'll go with that as well.
Okay.
With the consensus.
Well, it depends when you're playing, isn't it? It does.
This is where you're supposed to make noises. Ah, God. Yeah.
In today's game, then Roy Keane would be your last pick. But if it was 20 years ago, then you've got to look at Patrick and Roy Keane.
But surely Rodri has changed his
wasn't
game
born then.
to make sure that he wasn't.
No, Rodri played a different game that Patrick and Roy were playing.
But maybe he could adapt to that era.
Well, we don't know that, though.
Right, so you're just rubbishing him.
No, that's why I said...
He's a Ballon
that's
d'Or
why I
winner,
said-
Stevie.
You just
that's
rubbishing
why I
the whole
said
question.
It depends when we're talking about here.
Oh, just play the game.
Yeah.
Stephen.
All right, all right. I'll go Vieira.
You're going to say the same thing as
I'll go Vieira, Keane and Rodri.
Oh, so Rodri's out.
Yeah, he's out.
There we go. That was it. Thank
So
you very
he
much.
can't adapt.
You can go back to sleep now, Jules. Thank you very much. ESPN FC will be back on your screen.
I will write Stevie a letter. See you later.
Stevie Nicol, ESPN. We're back tomorrow. Lots going on tomorrow. Manchester United
tomorrow?
playing Leicester.
Oh, it's a lot.
I don't know what else. Something else is happening as well. Other stuff. Lots of stuff.
right.
Craig's back.
Oh, okay.
I'm off. Tottenham are playing. Oh, Tottenham playing Manchester City.